Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. I am your host, Richie, here with my guy, Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco, from the Bronx, currently in North Carolina.
What is?
How you doing, bro? Good to see you.
All's good, man. Got my man.
Got my man Noah. Noah, say hi.
Hello.
What's going on, man? We're going to talk a little Yankees?
Yep.
What's going on tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow?
So tomorrow we're going to my first Yankees game and to my mom's third Yankee game or second.
No, your mom never been to a Yankee game. She only saw the San Francisco Giants and Arizona.
They're going to the race game?
Yes, sir.
Word.
Yeah, mom's coming too. Yeah, we're going to the Rays game. Rays Yankees tomorrow. Night game. Yeah. Staying out in St. Pete for a couple of nights.
We're going to Tampa.
Yes. Now, Noah, this is your first game. Mm-hmm. What jersey are you going to be wearing tomorrow?
I'm going to be wearing Roger Maris.
Yes, sir.
Now, share with the viewers. I understand that Roger Maris does happen to be your favorite.
Yeah, and also
let's put this over here. Keep going. Keep talking.
So.
Aaron Judge broke Roger Maris's record.
Yes, Aaron Judge.
But what? Come on, you watching the movie?
Yeah, and then it's hard to explain.
Okay, so he got into the '61 movie.
Yeah.
And he really digs Roger Maris.
That's what's up.
And I explained to him that record held still for 61 years.
Yeah.
Recently, Aaron Judge broke it. Recently, meaning 2022, only 2 years ago. And this year, Aaron Judge has a chance to break his own personal record. So we're going to be talking about the Yankees' victory tonight, 2-1 over the Tampa Bay Rays, evening that series. Tomorrow's the rubber match. Nestor Cortez on the bump tomorrow against Shane Baz. We'll be hitting on Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, setting the WNBA bar ever so high, higher than it's ever been. Episode 2, New York Giants, going to hit on that. I got some hot takes about a very competitive AFC North division. We're going to see if Idris and this guy, Mr. Noah, agree with me. If you haven't already, please make it a point. Like and subscribe to the channel, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
So, Noah, Episode 2. Ooh, you're getting tired. Episode 2. We're going to be opening with the G-Men, but I'm going to back it up here. Anything you want to say before we do our intro?
Okay, yeah. So also Yankees, they've been having a couple rough things, but I'm on days have been having a rough year, but
it's been a rough patch. Let's not go that far.
Yeah.
But so, who's your favorite Yankee, Mr. Idris?
That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. Real hard one. Mm-hmm. Love pictures. Of course. Leave, man. I gotta go with Mickey Mantle. My favorite one.
Mickey Mantle.
Right there.
That one.
Right there. Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, right there. Mickey Mantle, right there.
Mickey Mantle and
Mickey Rivers. Yeah, Mickey Rivers is pretty popular. For me, the viewers know Don Mattingly all time.
Yeah.
Close second, Bernie Williams. Number 3, Mariano Rivera. Number 4, Derek Jeter.
Mo's number 3 for me.
Yeah, love Mo, number 42. Grandfathered in for Jackie Robinson. You know what? They retired that number for Jackie Robinson. We're going to do our little intro. Enjoy our intro, and we will be back, and we're going to get organized.
I love that intro.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Shouts out, Mr. Nast. We're going to start this up. Yankee victory in St. Petersburg. Marcus Stroman, not a perfect start, but he got himself out of more than a couple of jams. Mm-hmm. And, the same could be said for Luke Weaver coming in. Clay Holmes shutting the door. That is huge for his morale. He joins the 20-save club this year ahead of the All-Star game. We got one more series with Chris's Orioles coming up. Yep. But tomorrow's the rubber match. Nestor Cortez. Okay. This is encouraging. One thing, I know it's just the Rays and they're not having a good year, but the Yankees have only given up, 3 runs in the last 12 innings? I mean, they had that terrible first inning yesterday.
Yeah.
Really bad first inning. Mm-hmm. But no, the Yankees pitching is stepping up. Now it's like they're taking turns. The hitting has been an issue. Trent Grisham is the man today. Trent Grisham, of all people, getting leading the way in RBIs. But I personally believe that tomorrow is huge just for the morale. You want to get a series win before you face down Baltimore. And, if they did pick up a game today, Orioles got beat 4-0 to the Chicago Cubs. So Yankees pick up a game tomorrow. And, you got 3 before the break. Bash them in Baltimore, you back in first. Everything's forgotten.
Yeah, we only 2 games back.
Yeah, we're right there. there.
Yeah. We got out. We got out of the race too much. But they got one run. But the bottom line, we down. I think our hitting me. We were smacking it around. The pitching always matters. And I felt home being that we had to end. But having Ness on the tomorrow, it gives us a very good chance to win. I like what I see. I want to see more hits. 6 hits. 2 on 6 hits. 6 hits. You can't win.
No, we got out of trouble tonight. I'll be very frank with you. I was very uncomfortable thinking we were going to blow this one as well. 2 runs doesn't get it done most nights, but Marcus Stroman, staying true to his career trajectory, has always been under. Always been under that 3 threshold.
Yeah.
Right. Marcus Stroman honestly has been a very good pickup for these Yankees this particular year.
Yeah. He's not a bad.
For a little while.
I'm trying to wait TikTok.
I don't care how good you are. One run. I don't care. One run is one run. And that's what we did. We got to win them all. We got a big series. Coming up. And after the break, it's a sprint the rest of the way.
Yeah, Baltimore's going to be a huge series. I'm honestly just happy that we have the ability to win a series tomorrow, because I'm legitimately worried you're getting tired.
You're going to lie. I ain't gonna lie.
I think mommy wants you, buddy.
Oh, she was checking.
Oh, she was just checking you? Okay.
We can't win. No 2-1
game. No. No. It's not sustainable.
No. Those are your lines.
I got some suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Trade targets for our New York Yankees, as well as other MLB contenders. Man, these Tic Tacs are good, no way. Liam Hendricks, I've mentioned him on previous shows. A person that could come into the pen, not necessarily close. I mean, Holmes might keep the closing gig. I like guys that have experience closing more than one guy.
Yeah.
Liam Hendricks, I've said it on many shows. The Yankees have always had his number, but he has been good.
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger, you can play this guy in the infield as well as in the outfield. With the Cubs not looking like they're going to make that push. Now, granted, they've won 2 consecutive against arguably the best team in all of MLB in the form of the Baltimore Orioles. But at this time of the year, it just doesn't look like the Chicago Cubs are going to make that big push.
I really thought they.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the Central is still anybody's to win as far as I'm concerned.
It always is.
But
Brewers are up there. One has a chance.
Yeah, the Brewers are the team that's supposed to win that division this year. But I feel that the Cubs might be sellers just for the sheer fact that they do have a decent young nucleus that could get them through. This is a guy that intrigues me here. Tanner Scott, Miami Marlins relief pitcher. This is a dude that I personally believe might be the guy to join Clay Holmes in maybe a committee save situation. Yeah. He's not going to get the rock star numbers of putting up a ton of saves when you play for a bad Marlins team, but his metrics are good. The whip's good. His numbers are good. Yeah. This guy, I'm not going to lie. I don't like this guy. But we have a need at third. Yeah. Alex Bregman.
I mean, but do you think Houston?
They're in that tweener zone where it's like, are they going to be sellers? Are they going to be buyers? Do they think they can compete and do something bigger? Every time I think the Astros are about to overtake somebody in that West, they start slumping it out. So I personally believe that the Astros probably hold on to Bregman, but there is that possibility. I also wouldn't put it past the Astros to send him to an immediate threat to the Yankees. Hint, hint, the guy's in Maryland. Even though you already have third figured out, this is a guy that can find his way into that lineup. They can figure it out.
Yeah, but I don't think the Astros favorites, man. It's like the White Sox. I think they'll be selling. They're going nowhere. But like the White Sox, I don't think they'll do us in favor. You know, the Cubs possibly. They might say okay.
Yeah, the White Sox are in such disarray that they might be trying to just get anything.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't rule out doing business with the White Sox, even if it's not Hendricks. They have other players. Mason Miller is another guy. These are the guys. Yeah. If the Yankees score 2 of these guys, I will be thrilled.
Oh, heck yeah.
Miller.
I know you love that.
Yeah, I think see that happen. They're going to get rid of him. And the A's are just playing good though. Considering the situation. I think Miller. Bregman too, but I don't think
Bregman, I think, is probably the biggest reach out of everybody that's on this particular list.
Yeah.
I will say that. We're gonna focus it back over to the New York Football Giants. Idris, I do want to ask you this. Have you been keeping up? Were you able to see episode 2 yet?
No, but I had to watch the whole thing yet. I've been catching a little bit here.
So go.
But the thing about it, it's better than I thought. There's a lot of morning in I'm like, I'm liking.
It's interesting when they really get behind the scenes and show off every little nook and cranny of how they approach the NFL scouting combine. But this is obviously the tea that everybody's speaking about the day after. The ultimate Giants and Saquon divorce had mutual interest. A.J. Brown of your cousins, Philadelphia Eagles, has been very boisterous. Let's not make too much noise with that. Has been very boisterous about a little bit of disrespect that he feels that Joe Shane showed because of his undervaluement of Saquon Barkley. This is my take on this. On the phone, Shane essentially told Barkley, go out and figure out what your value truly is. Now, you got some Giant fans that are like, how could he not know what his value is? Well, this is my answer. Prior to Saquon Barkley resetting the running back market, something that he said he didn't want to do, mind you.
Right.
Something that he said he did not want to do. He did. Philly gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
That was instant. When you get overpaid like that, particularly in terms of the guaranteed monies, I could completely understand why Saquon Barkley took the deal. But Saquon did not officially confirm that he was going to give the Giants another look. But this is my thing. He did say on the phone to a level that this is where I'd like to be. It wasn't like that firm confirmation like when Joe Shane flat out said, do I have your word?
Yeah.
And it's not Barkley's responsibility to give him his word. It's a business, and I get that.
Right.
But my whole thing is this. You come from talking that you want to be a career Giant.
Mm-hmm.
You come from talking that you literally want to be in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the deal that Joe Shane offered Saquon Barkley in 2022's bye week is essentially $1 million less in total monies that the Philadelphia Eagles got him with. The difference is the Philadelphia Eagles gave him a ton of guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good. Injury-prone player, you got paid, good for you.
Right.
But this is the thing. The New York Football Giants were already very much in the atmosphere of thinking that they did almost co-sign him going. I know that Mara is very big when it comes to like faces of a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, this is Shane. This is Dable. This is a partnership that was developed in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like anything else. Football, just like any other profession. You bring in your people. Devin Singletary is one of his people.
Right.
I am excited about this new DC.
Yep.
But to put it bluntly, of course it's going to be a lot of smoke and a lot of excitement when Saquon comes back week 7 to the Meadowlands. But the way I see it is the love wasn't mutual on either side.
No.
And if we're going to really call it what it is, and Joe Shane said it, and they're certain people are in their feels about it. He said, I tried to give him a lot of money last year, and he said no.
He said no.
I mean, Barkley bet on himself, and he did get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody was supposed to know that was going to be what it was when you talk about a crumbling running back market. And I understand that a lot of people are up in arms about the comment with the Jones comment. But, people like to pick and choose what Shane said. Shane also said, Jones has 2 injuries in 3 years. We have to protect ourselves.
But you know what?
Go ahead.
No, my bad. You know about that contract? I don't have a problem with what he said. Because, think about what he said. We're paying this man this money to give it to a running back. Basically, you're taking the onus off the quarterback and making the running back do everything. You paying a man $40 million to hand off to a $12 million running back. Why are we paying this guy $40 million just to hand it off to somebody? So I didn't have a problem with what he said. That's all.
It's to the perception of the beholder, the eye of the beholder, the perception of the beholder. My thing is, why did Jones get paid? This is the thing that makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Giants wake up one day and say, man, I want it to be $40 million?
Right.
The point is that is what happens when the Deshaun Watson contract blew up the market.
Exactly.
You can't pay him what you want. You have to pay him at market value. It's the same way how they figure out franchise tags. The Giants don't just pick a number and say, okay, franchise. Right. That's a prorated number based on the league.
Mm-hmm.
So get mad all you want. Quarterback's been getting overpaid. This is nothing new.
It's not new. Look what Lawrence got. Look what Justin Herbert got.
And say what you want, dude, but Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones's numbers are eerily similar. And I'm not defending Jones. I'm not saying that Jones is the forever guy. But when you have that investment, why did they? That's the other part of this. Why did that happen? Well, for one, the Giants didn't draft him. That was Dave Gettleman. So they didn't pick. So the new regime didn't pick up that 5th-year option going in. They had no reason or no evidence to want to do that.
Right. They made him earn it.
You make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good year. He had a good year one.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, now you're in a bit of a bind because are you going to start over with somebody when you were one game away from the NFC Championship?
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. And with Barkley,
and go ahead.
Oh, with Barkley,
no, you're good. You're good.
Shane's telling Barkley, go ahead and go get your money. Negotiate. If you can get your money, okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Maybe he's saying to Barkley, let's see what you can do. If you can get your money, okay. Otherwise, you come back and take this deal, and that'll be that. It's a business. Barkley got the money he want. I think he got overpaid. This is my opinion. Nothing against him. I think he got overpaid. You don't pay that much for one thing. You don't draft for running back that high anyway. But he's been hurt.
He's 27 years old, going on 28. I think this isn't a 24 or a 25-year-old. He's 27 already.
Okay, yeah, and you're giving him this type of money. So, I mean,
but this is the humor.
Mm-hmm.
I understand A.J. Brown has to be a good teammate. Yeah. I get that part. I understand that he has to go to bat for his guy, and also, it's like anything else. The Giants are division rivals, so anything that you get bulletin board material that it could present something positive for your team, I get it.
Right.
But and he's like, oh, that's so disrespectful, and I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
But let's back it up to last year. You know what's also disrespectful? Not giving 100% in a playoff game. You know what's also disrespectful?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially quitting at different junctures of the final month of the season. You know what's also disrespectful? Throwing your helmet and not having any regard for who was around you, and you actually almost hit a couple of your coaches.
You know what else is disrespectful? The comments made the prior season where basically he just told John, I do what the F I want. I can do this, do that in the media. Some stuff you keep in the house. But that right there told me that he wasn't coming back the following year. Which is
and this is the thing. Kellen Moore's over there now. They're going to be going through some changes.
Yeah.
Saquon has PA roots just like he has New York roots.
Mm-hmm.
So,
with the
people deserve to be where they want to be no matter how you slice it. But at the end of the day, if anything was truly learned, is that the interest was definitely mutual on wanting to get a divorce. And I do want to ask you this before we move it a little further along. Malik Neighbors, among others, they honed in on character checks in terms of interviewing process.
Yeah.
Making guys draw up plays. Things of that nature.
Yeah.
I found that kind of intriguing. But this is my thing.
Yeah.
Do you believe Malik Neighbors checks off all the character things? Do you think that's one of those things where the G-men are going like, because I did kind of get a chuckle. Like, yo, he's a receiver. He's a dog. Like, what do you think? These guys were at Bible study? You know, like part of that flair does come with the mentality of a guy that wants to play in New York.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I like to.
But I know they're making a big deal about the strip club thing. I saw somebody post
responses. I mean,
but it's like
he's an LSU guy.
I don't give two damns how any of these young guys spend their money.
Yeah,
these are my flags that I worry about. You don't get in a car and drive. Period. Or with someone who's drunk and driving. Period. That's not an option.
Right.
I understand that the strip club thing could be a little alarming when you're throwing bands in the air because of the simple fact that New York has stick-up kids, just like other big cities.
Yeah.
And they don't give two damns if you're a football player.
No.
Paul Pierce's rookie year, he didn't exactly get the best welcome into Boston. Not saying it's the same kind of scenario. All I'm saying is like what we want, what you wanted as an organization.
Yeah.
You want there to be some kind of grounded humbleness or to know when to turn it on. But this is the same organization that reveres Lawrence Taylor.
Yep.
And we're wilding out about a kid having fun at a strip club.
And you know what? I like his responses. I ain't gonna lie. I liked the response. I like, when they was asking about, how do you act when you win it? I mean, if you don't get a chance to play, stuff like that. And I liked it because he basically said, look, if I'm practicing all week with the first string and do this, I want to play. I get upset. And they was like, that's good, but you didn't know when to turn it down.
Yeah, got to harness it. I think is the actual word he said.
Yeah. So I didn't have I did get a chuck out of his response. I'm not gonna lie. I really did,
He said he hates losing more than he likes winning. I like that.
I did like that.
No doubt.
I want that attitude. I want someone who's gonna be like, I don't like to lose. I don't want to lose. I want that. I want that in a person. I like the interview. I like what they did with Jaden Daniels, even though we didn't get Jaden Daniels as the quarterback. When he said
we don't need Jaden Daniels, we got Daniel Jones.
I like the way he did everything with Jay, like erase this, erase that, and then he ran a play. Say, okay, tell me right back. Don't look at the board. Tell me what I just said.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that Malik was like struggling on his words, and he has like the New Orleans twang.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Do you think that maybe, just maybe, he was trolling the media by flipping Daniel Jones's name and Jaden Daniels' name with the JD and the DJ?
I thought about that. Because see, one thing about them LSU boys, you can go back to Jamarcus Russell. They all got the same. They all do that. They're smart as they can be. OBJ, X-Man. They all got that same way to them. Even Joe Burrow, white guy. They all got that little humor to them. That's how they are. So I didn't have an issue with. I think he was trolling.
Okay, I think he was nervous, but
I think he was nervous too, though. Yeah.
My man was like,
you in New York.
Daniel Jones. I got some hot takes for the AFC North. We'll see.
Here we go.
Steelers will have a top 10 defense and are rich at quarterback, but still aren't scaring anyone in the wide receiver room. What I'm saying is the Steelers got to make a deal and beef up that receiver room.
Yeah.
Because past Pickens, I don't think they scare anybody.
No. I agree 100% on both.
You agree with top 10 defense?
Yeah. They always keep a defense. And I think last week's team was pretty damn good.
No, I say rich at quarterback. It appears that the plan is to let Russ play unless he gets totally blown away in the preseason, and to let Fields kind of sit, learn, and chill.
Yeah.
But, you have two quality quarterbacks because I thought that Justin Fields showed some signs last year. And to be frank, after a terrible season in Denver year one, I thought Russ played a lot better last year.
I think he did, man. I just think Sean Payton just didn't want him.
He didn't want him. It was a bad situation. But, my God, you talk about a team overinvesting. The amount of capital that they gave up just to get their coach. And then you pay Russell Wilson, what was it, $80 million or something? Wow.
And they gave up like 1,000 first-round picks and the kitchen and, everything in Denver. And
then you see Geno Smith, the year that Russell leaves, gets comeback player of the year.
Right.
Beating out Trade Quan, Snake Quan. Shout out Chris Williams. I saw him post that. That was good. But no, the thing is, this is a team that you almost have to roll the dice and just assume they're going to have a winning record because no matter what the hell is going on, Mike Tomlin always gets a winning record.
Yeah.
I got this team. This is way too early, mind you. Our previews are next month. But this is one of the three. I got the AFC North sending all three of the playoffs. This is one of my three. Number two, I'm going to give them second. I got to give these guys here. Baltimore Ravens, King Henry is there. I've said on previous shows and even off air, the element of King Henry's game that he brings to these Ravens is that now you could lean on people. Now you could put people away.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson has enough to win it all, to win the whole thing. I think he has enough now.
He got what
They did lose Patrick Queen to the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, but you pick up a Derrick Henry, man, and you already have a quarterback who has the legs of a halfback, tailback, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely.
You know, so now you got a guy who can run the ball and can punish you running the ball. And then you got a quarterback back there who can basically shake you to the next, to the third row. I think they're going to – I got them winning the division. I know it's early, but I can't see them not winning the division. I can't see them not winning the division. I can't.
This is a thing. This is an interesting thing, right? So I looked at the Chiefs' schedule. I don't view their schedule as all that pressing for a Super Bowl defender.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that this is probably right now the best division of football in the North, AFC. More than likely, if not the NFC North, making some traction now. But the point I'm getting at is you could take a team like a Houston. Indy's, in my opinion, Indy is ascending. Jacksonville, so I don't know what to think about them right now, but I think Indy's ascending. I think Houston is in prime position to potentially be a 1 seed. But this is my thing. You might have a 1 seed in the AFC like a Houston Texans that doesn't get tested like that. And then they get banged out early in the playoffs by a Chiefs or by a Ravens or by somebody else. And I'm not trying to dilute what DeMeco Ryans is building there. Now you got Steph Diggs in the house joining Nico Collins. They got a nice little receiving room. Joe Mixon replaces Devin Singletary. You still have Pierce. But I don't know. Nobody in the AFC South totally sells me that they're on that next level yet. So to hold it back here, I believe that these guys in Baltimore out of AFC teams are the biggest threat to knocking out the Chiefs and preventing a three-peat.
They got everything, man.
They should have won last year, if we're being really honest. And you could make the argument that Buffalo should have won the week before, too.
Yeah, I think with Buffalo, we'll get to that eventually one day. But yeah, I got Baltimore taking the division. If they go anything lower than, if they don't win a division, I don't know what to say, but they should win a division.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about a team that could potentially be the best in football. But the reason why I don't just guarantee them the 1 seed, like I said, their schedule is harder than most. Can Deshaun Watson get it back? I say no. Great defense will not be enough in the dog pound. They are my team that misses out. Now, mind you, these guys might have a winning record and miss out, but it's a quarterback-driven league. I have a high opinion of Kevin Stefanski. I don't even know offhand who is Deshaun's backup at the moment, because I know that Flacco is currently in Indy backing up AR-15. But what's interesting is if you look at the games that Watson played, now granted it was a short sample size, nothing really jumped off the page the way that Flacco looked with that offense. And, you know, even with the pressure of getting back in and image repair, I'm not convinced that Deshaun Watson is even mentally all the way back.
He may not be, man. He may not be. I mean, he looked okay. But Flacco got in that offense and looked like, I know what I'm doing. I've been here before. He was poised. He knew what he was doing. And this guy just came off the couch.
Yes.
Literally off the couch. And he went in and took these kids to the playoffs. You know?
It was pretty remarkable. You're talking about a guy, I think he was their 5th quarterback of the season, literally off the couch, like every sense of the word. This is a dude that looked very underwhelming with spot-up duty with the Jets. I really thought it was over for him. And, you know, this is a dude that was winning people fantasy championships last year. Joe Flacco.
You know who he reminds me of?
Brett. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it was like he reminds me of Dave Craig.
I can see that. That's actually a good. That's a good show.
Decent quarterback. He got old. He came back and was a backup, but he did real good as a backup. And I think with Flacco going to Indy, I think he's a good backup to Richardson.
Yes.
And I think if Richardson gets hurt, hopefully he won't get hurt. But I think if Richardson gets hurt, I don't think they lose a beat with Flacco. But that's another.
Not to mention that you still have a perennial Pro Bowl talent in the form of Jonathan Taylor over there. Now back to these guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we that's another vision for another.
No, that's okay. It's okay. We got on the Flacco train for a second. Back to these guys. So I'm asking you directly. I say no. He won't get it back to 2024. Do you think Deshaun gets it back?
I say no. I didn't have any confidence in him anyway. I'd say no.
They do have a very outstanding defense. Myles Garrett leads the way. Their secondary is one of the most underrated secondaries in the league. Mm-hmm. Nick Chubb's coming off a horrific injury. Will he get it back?
What will he be like?
I personally believe in Nick Chubb. I think he's going to get it back. But the problem I got with these guys is I just look at the other teams. Now, they've had a propensity for really matching up terrifically with the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
But do I necessarily believe that they're going to match up well with the Steelers when it counts? Are they better than the Ravens with the addition of King Henry? I got to say no. Mm-hmm. I think the Browns are looking at 8-9, 9-8. They're going to be competitive. They're going to be in most games. Well, they won 11 last year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It comes down to Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper can have that thing cooking, and David Njoku can carry on that cool second half of the year where it was kind of like his coming out career party, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Atlanta fans are waiting for Kyle Pitts to do that. I think with Kirk Cousins is going to happen over there, and that's for another show, another time. But yeah, that's kind of where I see the Browns, man.
It's going to be the quarterback, man, because if you look at last year, they got by with that defense. They got by, and they really took off when Joe Flacco took over. But had Flacco not taken over, a defense can carry you but so long during the season. After a while, they get tired. By game 10, 11, the defense wears down, and the quarterback has to pick it up.
Now, lastly, we got the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, lastly, we got the Bengals. Burrow's back. Higgins' future is in doubt for sure. Cam Brown is going to be replacing Joe Mixon. I actually think that if Burrow is able to play a full season, they will be able to compensate. But Higgins, not the happiest camper, but he's going to play it out. This is a team that it's an interesting wild card that could maybe beat, like a dark horse that could beat the Chiefs because of Burrow's head-to-head numbers against Pat Mahomes. I think he's 3-1 against him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But this is what I got so far. So Burrow's back. Higgins' future is in doubt. How do you feel about their running game post Joe Mixon? I personally think that it's schematically set up to where the next man up will be able to toe the load. I do believe that.
I think so too. And like I said, like you said at the start, I think Joe Burrow has to play a full season. He came out late last year. He got hurt later.
Missed out on Rookie of the Year was Justin Herbert because he got hurt that year too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so he really never had a full season, except for that. He had a good Super Bowl season. I'm not gonna lie, but he never had a real full healthy season.
Because even when they went to the bowl, he was banged up.
He was banged up, man.
And I honestly think he tore his knee in that Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, that line let him down. So, and with
no doubt.
Even Jamar Chase, this right here might be the final run for that team, man.
Good possibility. And head coach Zach Taylor is going to be under the microscope. Now, I want to revisit. You said the O-line failed him. I remember when I was still on the Jordan Patrick show and this whole stuff was coming up about Joe Burrow. Elliott, our guy, mentioned Jamar Chase, LSU connection. That's who they're going to go after. And I was disagreeing with Elliott, saying that they should have went after Penei Sewell. Now, instantly, we saw the bad side of not taking Sewell. Joe Burrow got hurt.
Yep.
He comes back off the injury. They go to a Super Bowl, and him and Chase light the world on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Zappi, we talk enough about this team, and he feels that T. Higgins might actually be better than Jamar Chase. And he also goes as far as saying he doesn't think that Burrow and Chase are as like tight as the media thinks just because they went to school together.
That's how I feel. I think with Burrow and Chase is more like, bring this guy in. I know him. He got game. He can ball.
But you don't necessarily think that they're kicking it like the way that, say, Dak and Zeke.
No, I think they're more like Josh.
Yeah.
I think they're more like, Josh Allen and how Diggs were.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, Josh Allen and Diggs is interesting because obviously they're not teammates anymore. Buffalo traded Diggs, which I think was wise of them. Because I think he's steadily on the decline. It ain't going to happen right away. He's still a very good football player, but he's not going to be better than he was.
Diggs,
and I'll be honest. I'm talking about Diggs.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be honest. Josh Allen's still that dude. I actually think Josh Allen is going to be an MVP candidate.
I think so too.
And he's gonna prove his mettle now even more. We spoke about this on the previous one. We were hitting on AFC East, but this is my thing. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen had a nice thing early on. So do you think over time the relationship kind of deteriorated?
I think it did. And I think you have to look at Diggs' history. Where he's gone has been an issue. It's always, in his eyes, always been the quarterback. But the quarterback, Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, they did what they can to get him the ball. But when it came to crunch time, like this past year, drop passes, da-da-da-da-da. And I think with Diggs being out there, Diggs, it was more like, you got to get me the ball. It was like a T.O. thing. Throw me the ball, throw me the ball. And it took away from everyone else. Because I noticed when they switched coordinators, they started running the ball more with James Cook. The offense took off. You got a quarterback like Josh Allen, 6'5", 6'6", 230, 240, who will challenge you. You got a running back there with James Cook who can hit you, but he's in between the line and between the hash marks. You gotta balance it out. And now I think that, and we're getting back to the AFC East.
No, that's okay. It's open.
I think now that Diggs is gone, I think the pressure is off. I mean, of course, they're going to say, okay, Allen got to perform, but I think the pressure is off Buffalo in terms of you got to be that number one seed.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can play more relaxed. But they're going to run the ball.
Guys lose their main targets and still have phenomenal seasons.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think that that's going to be the undoing of Buffalo. I think if anything, it's going to be, is their defense strong enough to step up when it matters most? Their run defense particularly is a concern of mine. Von Miller is getting old. Do they have enough? Do they have enough to put their quarterback in a position to make enough plays? Because I'll be honest, they almost beat the Chiefs. They should have. The Chiefs were vulnerable last year. I don't think you're going to catch the Chiefs as vulnerable this year. No, barring mass injury, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally think with the addition of Keon Coleman via the draft, I think Bolton Cade is going to have a blow-up year for fantasy tight ends. And I also think that James Cook is going to start looking more and more like a prime version of what his brother used to be.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I like him this year. Of course, I'm a New York Giants fan. But I like to see them at least make it to the. I don't think they will. Of course, you know who
I have no bad for Buffalo. If they are in a position, I would probably favor them over why would I don't have motivation to root for KC or Baltimore or one of those teams.
Right.
Yeah, I got no bad for the Buffalo Bills. I really don't. Switching gears, Idris, is Team USA going to lose? Also, Kawhi Leonard out, White of the Celtics in. That happened really quick. Do you think this Team USA team gets beat by anybody, or you think they're just going to be smooth coast?
Talent-wise, they should run through the competition.
I tend to agree.
But international competition is different than the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going for the flopping and all that other nonsense, the whining and crying. They got to play ball. And
yes, indeed.
I need to see if they're going to play team ball.
That is a big variable because some of these less talented countries do have a higher rapport with one another because they have played together longer. So you do have to account for that part.
Yeah.
We saw it last year when France, last time I should say, France had beaten the U.S. and everybody was freaking out. Ultimately, the U.S. still won the tournament, but it was a little nerve-wracking at first. And you got to remember, some of these other squads have a couple of NBA guys, but just great national players that play well with these guys, so the variables.
They play hard for their countries, too. Even if they're playing against the United States, they play hard for their country. It's like, okay, I know I play NBA basketball, but this is my country. They play hard. They should run through the competition. They shouldn't come home with anything less than a gold. If they do, it was a complete. If they get a silver, it's a failure.
Absolutely.
Period. And LeBron James has 2 bronze medals. It took Kobe to say, look, let me join the team and get let me get us a gold medal.
Yeah, ran right through his man Powell like he didn't love him.
Did he?
Rest in peace, Kobe. You were that dude. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are becoming legendary early. Now, Caitlin Clark, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, she just recorded the first triple-double of any WNBA rookie. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's wild. Now, Angel Reese is on pace to bust up a double-double record, correct?
She already got it.
Jesus, that's insane.
I think she got the one for rookies. I'm not sure. I think she tied the one for all time.
So you bring in 2 very different players, 2 very strong personalities off the court, on the court in their own way. 2 very different women, 2 women that have a ton of respect for one another. The shoulders that these women are putting the league on and elevating this league, it's really something to be proud of because you don't see the same kind of player movement in the WNBA that you do in the men's version of the NBA. So obviously, a lot of these women who get drafted to certain cities, they're going to be the face of those franchises for a good chunk, if not all of their careers.
Yeah.
And these 2 women, I'm telling you, bro, and we've said it so many times, it's Bird, it's Magic, it's happening again in the female form.
And I hate it. I hate how people are, okay, I know Angel Reese is brash and she does whine a lot and everything. But it's like the hate they have for Angel Reese, they put it on Caitlin Clark. Like she's doing. And the stuff the hate they have for Caitlin Clark, they put it on Angel Reese. Like they say, Clayton Clark is overrated. She does this, that. She's not humble. I said she's probably the most humble WNBA star I've ever seen.
What I liked about her, even though it was at our team's expense, is she got really right and entrenched into Indiana sports culture immediately. Being up close, front and center, Knicks Pacers series. Not to mention, in my opinion, she looked a hell of a lot more believable supporting the Pacers than Snakequan did supporting the Sixers.
Yes. I like that.
Similar to when I was a young guy, when John Starks had that left-handed dunk on Horace Grant and Michael Jordan.
And spun around the rim.
So beautiful.
If they forget
OG Anunoby on Joel Embiid's forehead.
I got that picture. I still got that picture. I'm going to get a poster made of it, because that is
in
so
front,
beautiful.
in front of Snakequan. Beautiful.
Yeah, right.
With his best friend, AJ Brown.
Sitting right there.
With his best bud, AJ Brown.
Right there.
I said, so when I seen him, I was like a little confused. I was like, is he rooting for us? Is he rooting for them?
Yeah.
He used to be a fixture at the Garden for a little while there when he was a man of the town, early on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think these two women, man.
God forgive me. I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Say it.
He was almost named Tupac. You know that, right?
Nah, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. No, we love Pac. I mean, I know I do.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But if there was one critique about Tupac, what would be the critique amongst a lot of hip hop heads or even guys that are actually in the game? One thing that I always see that comes out is like, oh, he was a set jumper. He never had a home base, so to speak. Even though he's a New Yorker originally, never had a home base. Right.
Yep. Never had a home base.
See where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going?
Everything connects in some way in life.
No, because his old man apparently loved Tupac Shakur, as a lot of fathers did. But I guess what I'm saying is, so I got wind of this that he almost was named Tupac. But then with the whole set jumping thing, and now you in Philly, but you were for us, or you were for them, or it was weird, bro. It was a little weird.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. But
hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Did I ever say that he never had a signature game against the Eagles?
Hopefully he won't have a signature game against the Giants.
Yeah, he did the peace sign in a losing effort.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Given our record in games that I wear the Color Rush Barkley jersey, wondering if I might do a little reverse juju and rock it for that game.
I got that in my little hoodie that I'm getting put roll on the back.
Or if you want to put it on Trade Quads on the back of his jersey, you'd be like, roll out. I know, I'm being a troll. It hurts a little. Yes, it hurts a little. And it's not because I value running backs like on such a pedestal. This is not Rodney Hampton or Tiki Barber. It's a different era.
Yeah.
It's that I have that high of an opinion of the New York Football Giants as a historic organization and an institution in the National Football League. And no offense, the Philadelphia Eagles are not that same institution, no matter what they're doing right now.
But you know what? He's going to meet Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. He's going to meet them. They
got that dream team vibe. Boy, would that be sweet.
He's going to meet them. And you got Dexy in the middle. He's going to meet them.
You can make a legitimate argument that the New York Giants pose a threat to at least be in the top half of NFL defenses. I am a little concerned about that secondary still. Losing X-Man does hurt. Bobby Okereke in the middle, great player. Micah McFadden coming off a nice year. We brought back Isaiah Simmons, which I think his hybrid talents actually fit Bowen's system. But we do need to find another back, possibly via free agency, to take a little bit off of Singletary. Eric Gray is still like a great unknown. We don't know what necessarily he's going to bring. But I did read an interesting article that suggested that maybe, just maybe, the Giants kick the tires on Leonard Fournette to see if he has anything left.
Power back.
I mean,
power back.
It could be worse.
Power back.
You're talking a league minimum sitch. You're talking a league minimum thing. But boy, I am looking forward to these Hard Knocks episodes are cool.
You know what? I've been watching. I watched the whole first episode. I've been spotty on the second one. I'm going to watch it. I didn't want to, but once I got to watch, I said, these are not that bad.
The first one was a little slow moving with good reason. But like I said, man, people on both sides of the fence with the whole divorce thing, it's over. He wanted to leave. Can we agree on that? And can we agree that Shane wasn't really that endeared with giving him anything after he said his people said no? So congrats to you. And I'm going to say this from the most sincere place. I hope you stay healthy, number 26, because even though you are no longer repping our team, I know that you did take many a beating for us.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that,
more to come.
You the enemy now.
More to come.
But I wish injury on no one. I wish injury on no one.
More to come. Back to CC and Angel.
There's a certain receiver coach, and maybe you get him on. You ask him a couple of questions. Be like, so, bro, were you gonna wait? Were you gonna wait for them to circle around?
I mean, you got to play to Illinois. Yeah, I'm about to hit him up.
Yeah, man. I knew something was wrong when he showed up with that weird Kanye polo, looking like 04. Idris, anything else on your mind before I continue to spew some of my passive-aggressive hate?
I watched the interview, and I know a lot of people are mad because I root for Caitlin Clark.
Something wrong with that, though.
Get mad because I root for Caitlin Clark. But think about Caitlin Clark. I'm just gonna put this up here like this.
Yeah.
People can see.
Sure.
Think about Caitlin Clark, people. I watched the interview where they talked about how she was dishing the ball off and everything, and she basically gave the props to her teammate. And Aaliyah Boston, who I love to death, she's the ultimate teammate. Was like, you are so humble, because she wouldn't take any credit. Even when she talked about the All-Star game, she said, "Look, I don't want y'all to put more focus on me and Angel Reese playing together and take it away from the rest of the players, because the rest of the players are what makes this game great." This lady here is so humble. That's what makes me a fan of her. Not because she's white, not because she played at Iowa and I'm an LSU fan, because this woman is real humble. I've never seen her put any type of focus on herself. She went out there, let me put up a little long. They went up there and played the Phoenix Mercury with Dinah Taurasi and Brittany Griner, and went out there to school them girls. Embrace this woman. And I know some people in my community don't like her because she's white. Let's keep it 100. They don't like her because she's white. And they root for Angel Reese. I love Angel Reese. But this is the woman who's filling the seat. It's her. Yeah. She's the reason why these women now are not flying commercial anymore. This is why the salaries are going up.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
It's her. This is why when they play the Las Vegas Aces, one of the best teams in the league and the defending champions,
they gotta get bigger venues now.
They had to move the game because they didn't have any room.
When have you ever heard that happen? When have you ever heard that happen?
I've never heard it in the NBA.
But it shouldn't be that surprising when you look at the fact that these two women that had that spirited rivalry at the collegiate level, now it's at the pro level, that the fact that they had the higher ratings than the men's NCAA tournament, which is a ratings institution in that regard, that's fucking huge. That is huge.
That's what people are missing.
Yes,
they
indeed.
want hatred.
No, I hear that. And you talk about the humbleness. It's the same reason why I'm an Aaron Judge fan, bro. Every time Aaron Judge is in the midst of doing something special, he's always trying to bless his teammates and get them to shine. And whenever the Yankees are down, which they have been lately, Judge is always the first one to raise his hand and take all the blame. That's what a leader does.
That's a leader.
Yes, indeed. That is what a leader does. I'm going to make this short and sweet because early in the show, we were moderately distracted. No. Oh, yeah. Yes or yes. You ain't going to get them both. You might get one.
I'll take them.
This is definitely a yes for me.
Yeah.
I'm saying this right now, though, before we get out of here. God help me if somehow, some way they justify Anthony Rizzo coming back and taking that bats away from Ben Rice. I will be on one.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. They can't do that.
No, because it's already annoying that it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But this is the thing. You know, like when we had Carpenter and you got your left-handed DH and your right-handed DH and you had Giancarlo and Carpenter. Da da da. They could play that game with Rice and Stanton, but I'm sorry, Ben Rice deserves to be in the lineup every day with the occasional off day, and that's where your Anthony Rizzo, assuming he comes back healthy, will play first. And I am all for Anthony Rizzo coming in as defensive substitution later in games because he's probably the more, goes without saying, he's more experienced, probably the better glove, at least for now. But I'm going to go on the record. Tomorrow, the Yankees are going to bust out the offense, and I'm going to be in attendance. And, man, I really hope they hit one to left field. That would be cool.
Get some pictures, man.
Yeah, no doubt. They're going to be all over the place tomorrow. You know what? What the hell? Let me just get it out of the way. I'm excited for Noah. It's his first Yankee game. He's super excited. And this is what's cool to me. I remember my first Yankee game. And my dad giving me my grandma Nancy, rest her soul, writes on a brown paper bag and wrote me a novel. And my dad's like, yeah, she packed you sandwiches. Like, I'm not going to feed your ass. But ultimately, Mike Pagliarulo, RBI for the dub. Yanks beat the Tigers 6-5. They were both pretty bad teams. We were worse than the Tigers that year. Yankees were not good when I was coming up. Took a while. Yeah, took a while. My first taste of glory was 1996. But I'll tell you the God's honest truth, man. Like from a full circle standpoint, it's really dope that I'm taking Noah to his first baseball game tomorrow.
First Yankee game I saw.
I wasn't even thinking about it until I thought about it. I'm like, man, tomorrow's pretty cool.
First Yankee game I saw, Yankees versus California Angels.
Oh, wow.
It was a day that I seen Mickey Rivers, and I said, that's who I like. He hit the ball over the right field wall. I liked his stance. I liked his swing. I said, that's my favorite player right there, number 17. Mickey Rivers.
I got a random Yankee story. Matt Noakes, number 38, one of the old catchers that we had, hit a home run into the upper deck. I was sitting 2 seats away from a fella who wasn't paying attention and caught the baseball dead in his chest, and it actually fell back onto the field. That thing was a bit of a missile. So he was like, he was okay, but he lost his breath momentarily, and then my dad was like, "What is do not?" Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Shouts out Richie Dorney. He's going to be on the show Friday. I said morning. It's probably going to be more like 1 p.m. I'll probably get him from what's that?
I'm going to try to make it.
Yeah, come through.
Yeah.
1 p.m. Friday. Going to talk some baseball. Baseball-centric show.
Richie Dorney?
Absolutely. Oh, my longest friend in life, bro. I've known that kid since I was 6 months old.
I might have to get on the show.
Mr. Met, for sure. Gonna be a good one. Shouts out to him. He was actually at the Met game today. So yeah, I'll be going to see my Yanks tomorrow. Could potentially first series win in just about a month or so. It's time, Yankees. Win a series. Until next time, he's Idris. I'm Richie. Football season is creeping back up. I can't. That's my favorite. Man, that's my favorite time of the year with this podcast. Doing the previews. Oh, my God, I love it. Until next time, we out.